Good morning everyone, welcome back to Hearthstone. My name is Rooster and today we're playing Aggro Paladin. Don't run away guys. This deck, like most aggro decks, is actually kind of interesting. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, like most aggro decks, you might think, well, you just play minions and you go face, and that's probably correct most of the time. But the real trick with decks like these, I think, is making the exact decisions in the early game that will help you actually win. And that can be tougher than it might appear at first glance. For example, mulligan decisions are very important for aggro decks. And the decision whether to make early game trades also matters a lot. This seems awful. Yet I'm still going to play this, because I do not think I can give the Druid the initiative. These eggs might be burning a hole in my pocket for quite a bit, though. We'll have to see about that. And that Arcane Golem isn't going to get played anytime soon. Never mind that. We're going to see where this show ends. Hey, that is actually not terrible. Also, let's talk about the deck a little bit. We've got the relatively standard Aggro Paladin shell. Something I should mention is I'm not running Leroy, instead double Arcane Golem. Some decks even run double Leroy. Double Arcane Golem and Leroy, I should say. Double Leroy, that would be something. I do not own a Leroy myself, I disenchanted it for full value and have rarely regretted it since. And with the new expansion on the horizon, I don't think it's in our best interest to invest in stuff like that right now. I am actually not going to King's the Egg, because I feel a Keeper coming up, and I would rather get the Creeper silenced than the Egg. And I think that's not an unreasonable assumption.
I must safeguard the land.
So now we get to buff the Egg next turn. He's not attacking with his... Alright. I can work with that. I can draw 4 cards with the Divine Favor right now. Should I? That's another very real question. We're always... I really do want to get the Kings out of my hand, though. But the Egg plus the Divine Favor is also really good. I'm really tempted. I think the tempo is more important right now. This may be a bad decision, and this is one of those decision points that's actually extremely important, and I have actually no idea whether my decision is the right one or not. As is the decision to trade here. Could also be entirely wrong. But I think with the Divine Favor in hand, we can do a decent job later in this game, unless he innervates here. Then his hand size is dwindling rather quickly, and that's not going to work out either. Not attacking though. Alright, that's not a bad draw though. Let's see what we do here. I think we just shrink the Loatheb and... Do we kill it? I think we shrink and kill it. Or we could just go face and play the Egg and then buff the Egg. That's actually still quite hard for him to deal with. I don't dislike it. Am I dead against... No, I'm not dead at all. No. If he goes face for 10, am I in a heap of trouble? I could be, and the Keeper might be my way out of this.
None may steal our secrets.
What do I gain by trading? I want... No. I don't think I gain anything by trading here.
I must move quickly.
We have to kill him someday. That's actually not an easy decision. And I'm not sure this is the right one, but he seems to not have another keeper. So that means this will be really rough for him to deal with. Or he could just go face, and then I'm not sure what would be the right response to that. I really don't know. So aside from no Leroy, I also decided to not include Sir Finley as a card in this deck, which also may sound odd. Attacking, okay, sure, why not? We'll see how this turns out. Is that a swipe? That has to be a swipe. Innervate what? Innervate Wrath, and then what? I'm not sure I agree with his decision making here. Actually, yeah, I can see where he's coming from. That's not a good result for us. That is definitely not. I think we mini-bot and then draw 3. That Loatheb was actually really inconvenient for us. Can we afford to go face here? I think we can, yeah. If I still had a 1-1, or if I still had the egg, I could make some decent trades here, but I think I cannot. So therefore, I will just leave the trading to him. Is the Argent Squire more important than the value? I won't be playing... I guess I can fit the Argent Squire in next turn, so that is still fine. And no way in hell are we trading here. I think. Could also be wrong. Could have another swipe and then I'd be screwed, but we'll see about that. He could not be trading here. That would be dangerous. It would be real dangerous. Okay, killing the shield. I guess that's not unreasonable. Okay, trading that one, and that actually gives us some trouble in getting through that thing. But the Defender is actually a good top deck here. So we can Muster, we can Defender. Actually, if we Muster, we don't need the... Oh, we can actually trade this in then. No wait, we can't. So we'll just... Yeah, we can. Yeah, that's... No, that's not how it works. We can't combine those cards. What am I thinking? So I think we're trading this in and then playing the Muster, and yeah, I think I like that. So we're trading in this guy.
The light protects me.
And we're making this trade. I think I like that, yeah. It's awkward enough. He's got a 7-2 Shade, but he doesn't really have a whole lot to do with it. Alright, so that's a heal. That's not horrendous. We do need to worry about being actually able to kill him, but we'll see about that. He's making the trade himself, okay? Kind of afraid of... I'm not sure what. We'll see. This is still a horrible combination, by the way. I'm not sure why I probably should have played a weapon last turn. Can we afford to... Well, we'll just have to replace it, right? Yeah. We'll just have to replace it. And that's fine. Let's see how this turns out. Yeah, it's not pretty, but we do have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage on the board. We can burn through a taunt, and we do have some direct damage in our deck. If not a lot. Already burned through both kings, though. But our opponent does not seem to have a decent... Well, he has a decent board now, which is also a little concerning, I guess. Okay, so that means we have 8, we have 9, 10 damage on the board. Can we afford to leave that up? We are absolutely dead against combo. Is there anything we can do about that? I think the answer is no. We could trade in here, but then we cannot possibly win anymore. So I think we just have to
None may steal
play as if he doesn't. Let's do a quick count though. He has. Suppose we take out the Azure Drake, for example. Then he has 9 damage on the board. That means he has 23. That means we're still absolutely dead. Okay, we would have to take down 2 minions, and that is just not feasible. If we have to take down 2 minions, then we cannot win. So that is not an option. I don't think that's an option. So we have to rely on the heart of the cards here, and just get a decent top deck. And he might be looking for the same. This swipe is going to be ridiculous. Did he already use both of his swipes? I'm not quite sure. Even a Wrath for cycle is going to deal 3 now. Ooh. A little concerning. But we'll have to see. He has 13 damage, so Innervate, no. Savage Roar would deal not enough. He's in trouble, I think. He doesn't look to have a decent answer. We can make a couple trades, but it's still... Oh, you can hero power, and I still need 1 more damage. 2 more damage, actually. I don't think I deal damage in instances of 1, though. So he might be fine. No, that does work, though.
Well played. The battle.
That does work. Alright, that was rather tight. I think I made a few questionable decisions there that made my life harder than it could have been. Somewhere halfway through that match I was talking about not having Sir Finley in this deck, I think. And that's... I was playtesting it, I actually kind of forgot about that card. And then I realized that, well, it might just be my playstyle, but I'm taking the game a lot slower than the deck might be intended to be played. But it still has a very decent shot at winning the board control game. And that means, in certain matchups, such as the Warrior matchup, your Paladin hero power is actually pretty good. This is pretty obvious, I think. I don't think you hard mulligan for 1-drops, because you're not actually running that many. So keeping at 2 is not unreasonable, but you really do want something on 2. If you don't, then you're basically done for already. Basically donezo.
Well met.
So actually the Paladin hero power, it may not be the best one, you might prefer the Hunter one or the Warlock one, but as long as your current hero power is still in your top 4, let's say top 4, then you probably don't even want to play Finley. So that's my reasoning. Also I'm including Consecration, which is not entirely standard, I think. There's an X, so that means we know what to play next turn, so that's good. Not hitting that would be curious. But what would... Okay, he's hesitating a lot. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe he's not hesitating, but rather I am lagging like crazy. What is going on here? I think my game just crashed. Alright. It seems to be working. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. That was strange. I'm not sure what's going on. Let me double check my task manager and all that kind of stuff, just to make sure that doesn't happen again, because that would be really awkward. No, this seems to be fine. Okay. So he's not hitting that. Okay, I'm fine with him not hitting that. Let's muster, I think. I don't think saving muster for when you have a knife juggler on the field is a valid choice here, but it is a definite consideration, and against a more aggressive deck, I might have made that decision actually. Alright, so we're up against Patron Warrior, I suspect. I'm kind of happy with that. circumstance, and this Blessing of Kings ought to be quite good, I think. Do we use it on the Divine Shield? I think the Divine Shield is worth more than this, so let's just run that into there. We do want to get rid of that. That ought to run out of hand rather quickly. I'm expecting some kind of whirlwind too, so saving the recruit from the whirlwind is also going to be good. Possibly a Death Bite here, indeed, and he pretty much has to hit the 5-2 with that, so that's really awkward for him. We might make the same consideration again and just go completely ham here. Which is not a decision I would like to make, but this does seem pretty good.
The battle for justice.
This is pretty hard for him to get rid of, even though he might want to play some patrons here. I don't think he can. He can eliminate the Divine Shield here, and I might have made the decision to buff the... to trade the buffs around, basically, or just go ham on the Shielded Minibot and put both on there. There could be a Big Game Hunter in that deck, for example, which would be unfortunate in that case, and also the only real way he has to get rid of this 5-5 here is, well, perhaps executing it, but that would require him hitting my face, and then probably the Shielded Minibot leaves. He pretty much has to attack with his weapon, and that means probably no patrons are coming out, because he doesn't have mana for removal then. So, yeah, that seems really good. That seems pretty good. Let's see what he's up to. That does not bode well for him. I think he may just be out of options. What's he hoping to draw here? Well, I guess that's not reasonable. Okay, so he might... Ooh! That physically hurt me. Alright. Well, good game, sir.
Well played.
Weapons ready.
This is not good. There is something definitely wrong here, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but this game is not supposed to be this slow. Alright, second Blessing of Kings, golden even. Wow. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Alright, let's hope our PC holds together for just a while longer. Probably my virus scanner just launching a surprise test or something. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. It's been acting up all day, and my last session this afternoon wasn't too bad, so yeah, I really don't know what's going on. So excuse me if it seems a little choppy. I am at least as annoyed as you, believe me. And I'll try to get it sorted out for the next video.
I will fight with honor.
Alright, so the mirror match, or perhaps not. Is that... I don't think you keep a keeper, right? No, keep a 2-drop, definitely. Always keep a 2-drop, but... yeah, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. I don't like the Arcane Golem in my starting hand, but the double creeper will probably be okay. So let's see who we are up against.
Well met.
What kind of paladin we are up against. So we could expect a Secret Keeper here, for example. Oh, who would have guessed? So probably the... do we even coin Creeper? Yeah, there's no way... we could Minibot. Is Minibot better than Creeper here? I don't think it matters too much, and the Creeper might actually stand a chance of killing it. So I think that's better. Strange as that may sound, but the Creeper does have this degree of tenacity that the Shielded Minibot might lack. And that sounds strange, and I'm aware of this, but I think this does a better job at challenging the board right now. As does the second creeper here. A consecrate in 2 turns would be rather unfortunate, but I think this is what we have to do right now. And trading Divine Shields here does not sound too appealing, I'll admit. Although he might be convinced to trade his 1/1 into the Divine Shield, and I would be okay with that. But I think I can get some value out of the Light's Justice I get from the Muster for Battle next turn, so that should be okay, as long as we are careful about trading, because that does put a lot of stuff on the field. No, we should be okay. So probably just going face here, and that means we have to try and kill the Secret Keeper at the very least, I think. So let's attempt... What if that's Avenge? I don't know what happens when that's Avenge. In that case, we probably have to try and make this attack first. So that means we kill that first, and then if the Avenge lands on the mini-bot, is that awkward? That is mildly awkward, but it's just something we have to do. We could just avoid the issue altogether, but I don't think that's a way we're winning this. So let his Avenge trigger, that's probably okay. There was no way I should have killed that first, right? No, I'm pretty sure about that. So yeah, Consecrate would suck. Consecrate would definitely suck, but I don't think... Well, there could have been a way to avoid this, and that is not trading into his minions at all, but that does not sound like a winning game plan to me. He's taking the aggressive route, so that means we're the defense, and I'm not sure whether that's in our favor. We'll see about that. Probably replacing this weapon is in our best interest. Let's attempt an attack first. Alright, I was kind of expecting that one, so that's good. That means we can get some decent trades in. We could even ignore this. How does that end up? Not pretty, I presume. That means we could play the Shielded Minibot and the Argent Squire or something. No, I definitely think replacing the weapon is the better choice here right now. We might leave the Minibot alone. At least trade into the Divine Shield. Clear the rest of the board. And this is kind of okay. We're taking a lot more damage than we should be, but at least our board is looking slightly better. Slightly.
Put this apple on your head.
It's not a good start. And probably not a great matchup. Oh my gosh.
Reporting for duty.
So that is a situation where it's probably correct to hang on to the Knife Juggler and not play it in any dangerous situation, but this really sucks. We really need a Consecration top deck now, and that's the reason why it's in the deck, but you can't really count on that too much. We're pretty much done here. Although he is running out of cards, so I suppose we could make some trades here. It's not pretty. It's not pretty, but it's something we have to do. Trade here, and then he has 4-5 damage. It's what we have to do. Make the trades, play the minions, and hope you have some board control left over after this turn. If he plays Challenger here, that's just game over, I think. Being the aggressive deck and being on the defense right from the get-go, that's not a great position to be in.
Reporting for duty.
Yep, just sending him all face, and that's probably correct, so I can't blame him. This is rather tough to clear. Okay, so let's see how this turns out. That Divine Favor is not doing anything. Okay, so let's see what happens when we attack here. that's an avenge, then we're pretty much done. Okay, so that could be competitive spirit in that case. So I think we're just trading in everything. We did check for all the other possibilities, right? We played a minion. Yeah, so it's definitely competitive spirit. Do we want it to trigger on? Do we want it to trigger on one creature, or do we want it to not trigger at all? I think not triggering it at all is the better choice here. So we're still pretty much dead to anything, but we're still alive for now, and it's something.
Reporting for duty.
Just gotta keep trading for now, and we'll see how this turns out. We could still make this, but we would have to hurry. So making this trade, and then probably Blessing of Might on the egg, right? Yeah. So Blessing of Might on the egg, then we draw one card. We're not going to get much better than that. Trading the egg here. Doing this. Just don't leave him with any minions at any point. And then we might have a chance. A True Silver means we're dead. A Challenger probably means we're dead. But we have a chance. And that's more than I could ask for. A Tyrion? Well, at least we can silence a Tyrion. Dr. Boom pretty much kills us. Well, yeah, so there's the True Silver. Thank you very much for wasting both of our time here.
The victory is yours.
Yep. So that was rough. Wow. So should I have been more aggressive on the board there? That's why playing aggro is not all that easy. It's hard to identify what the correct line would have been there. Perhaps the correct line would have been to play a better deck, and that's a valid concern. And it's definitely something you should consider if you're facing a lot of Secret Paladins on on ladder. Because that matchup is probably not that great.
I will fight with honor.
But there would probably have been a line. I actually really like these, the combination of these cards. Perhaps not the Sergeant though. I would like a Valid 2-drop. Yeah, that's not great, but we'll see how this goes. Can we coin out the Juggler? Would that be... No, I think that's rather ridiculous. And I don't think we Blessing of Might until I can actually attack with it right away. So taking off the shield, that is not taking off the shield, that might be a mistake. So I'm pretty sure I... Do I Juggler? I'm pretty sure I Juggler, yeah. And this is pretty awkward for a rogue on average, so we'll see how she deals with this. Because usually the most efficient way of getting rid of an Argent Squire for a rogue is to just hit it twice, but that's not really an option right now. Or maybe it is. I could be wrong here. But that's a good deal for us. So I am happy with that. Are we afraid of... No, we're not afraid of the Ten of Knives. That's awkward enough for her that I don't worry too much about that. The Argent Squire here already dealt 12 damage to face, so that's not unreasonable. And yeah, Ten of Knives is actually rather bad if it's not comboed with Preparation here. So that's pretty okay. Doesn't seem to be the case, but it could still happen. Alright, a backstab. We pulled some important stuff from the rogue's arsenal here. So I don't feel too bad about that. I'm pretty sure we just Argus here. Blade Flurry is going to be awkward for our next turn. Yeah, it's not unreasonable. We could Blessing of Might and get rid of it, but I don't like it. I don't like it right now, mostly because we're putting on pressure, and trading here leaves us with a rather weak turn. And the clear is actually really awkward for her. Unless she gets a prep fan off, which would be a little awkward for us, I'll admit. Let's see, we have 5, we have... no. We definitely don't have lethal, so let's just draw 3 cards and be okay with that. We could make a trade here, but I don't think that's the right plan. We can let it depend on what cards we draw, though. I'm pretty sure it's not correct to trade here. We pretty much have lethal next turn. If we... yeah, we do. We do have lethal if we just go face here. So unless she heals and manages to clear the board, we've basically got this one in the pocket. Because that's 7 damage from hand. So let's see what aces she might have up her sleeve. Maybe set this one? I don't know.
Thank you.
Okay, set that one. But that is not a heal, and I don't think a 1-mana taunt is within the realms of possibility.
Get in there, fight, maggot.
So yeah. And that is why this deck is not very popular among opponents. I can imagine. Alright, let's give it one more game and then we'll call it quits for now. But as you can see, this deck is rather cheap, easy to build, and not all that challenging to play, I will admit. The correct line is often not that obvious, but a somewhat correct line is not all that hard to identify, and sometimes you just roll over your opponents without them feeling like they have much of a chance. So that's definitely a thing. I don't hate this. And keeping this as a possible answer to Deathlord does sound appealing. So I think I'll keep all of these, yeah. Against Priest, I really feel it's either Deathlord or... well, that's a good start. I'll admit that's a good start. But this should be able to get through that with the Abusive Sergeant next turn, so that's okay. Both of these musters are a little awkward, I think. Our opponent might be playing Control Priest, so could be a little awkward. But I don't mind trading the Abusive here. That's entirely okay with me. Does make our turn rather empty, but that's just the price we have to pay.
Get in there, fight.
We'll save the coin for later.
Fight.
Feels like a rather weak turn too, and I suppose that's true. But we still do have something on the table, so that is still okay. And there's the fabled Deathlord. Alright, so the best way to deal with that right now would be to build a board and then kill it next turn, I suppose. That sounds like the most valid option. And I think I'll let him do the trading. We can chip it. I don't think that's worth anything. I don't think chipping it here is particularly valuable. Oh my gosh. Alright, that is actually particularly awful. But we could we? Ooh, that's actually... Okay, we could silence one. That's not horrific. Let's see. We'll have to silence the second one next turn, but we can kill one now, and that's not unreasonable. So if we silence one, we would like to... well, this is as good as a silence, right? I suspect he'll heal the other one, and then we can silence that later. I suppose that's okay.
For justice.
Let's see what we get.
The battle! The battle!
We might just get something that allows us to deal with this, or we might not. But this is still acceptable. Oh well, it's not like there's much better in my deck, right? Oh no, that's a few cards. I don't mind. You can have that. No problem at all. I'll just draw a couple cards later. That's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. Hey, True Silver's not the worst either. Does leave us with a rather weak turn otherwise, but it would... Yeah, the alternative would mean us not really doing anything either, so that's perfectly fine with me. That is absolutely fine. We could consider doing it the other way. I briefly considered it, and then... Hey, that is much better.
Well played.
Do we actually trade this thing? I guess we do? I'm not quite sure, eh? I'll make the trade. I'm not sure that's the greatest call, but otherwise he eats the keeper, or he just light bombs and we lose basically everything. I'm not the biggest fan. Priests are awkward. This is going to be a rough one. We need to get a good Divine Favor off, and I think we will be able to next turn.
Speak to me.
Yeah, it should be reasonable. We can silence that. I would love to do that. So that means a 2 and then another 2, and yeah, I don't hate that. So let's get a decent Divine Favor here. So silence that one. Oh, actually, I could have made him draw more cards. I don't know whether I want him to. So let's just do this. Coin a Divine Favor or 4 cards, and that's absolutely fine.
Not in my house.
And I'm actually trading here because I don't want to give him a buff target. We're going face because we've got a muster coming up. And I don't expect to need to use my weapon that much more. I don't want to spend too much weapons on minions. Let him worry about stuff. He can steal something, that's okay. That can be a little awkward. Well, I will have to kill that this turn. We got the second Divine Favor though, so that's okay, I guess. Let's see if we can deal with this. Another spell? Oh boy. He really wants the cards, doesn't he? Well, I guess we'll just share in that bounty. How much cards is he considering? Oh, he's considering the circle. Oh my. But he didn't. I'm not sure whether that's the right call, though. So... we wipe the board, right? How do we wipe the board? We kill this. We hit this for a little bit. We can actually muster and save a bunch of damage. That's not awful. I would like to keep the... No, I would like to get rid of the creeper, actually, because it will just get stolen.
Reporting for duty.
Let's get some cards out of here. Creeper's just going to get stolen, so I don't feel too bad about popping it here. That means at least I get the 1/1s and he doesn't. So he can Holy Nova here. That's absolutely fine with me. Pyromancer still fine. Light Bomb. Hey, be my guest. I'm okay with this. I'm just going to poop some more minions on the board. I don't want to buff that up. I do want to buff my mini-bot. Let's see about this. We could give him more mana this turn. I don't know whether I like that too much. I guess we could just buff a recruit. That's not awful. I do want to get the defender out. So this is... Oh, I actually... No, I cannot buff that up. Maybe I just don't... No, that's not really an option. Does he not have? No, I don't think he could afford to play I don't think he could afford to play Heral Shadow Priest, so I would like to just kind of play around it. At least he can't steal the mini-bot, and that's the most important thing here. Could Light Bomb again. Is that really another Light Bomb?
Let me change
No, it's not.
your mind.
Okay, so yeah. At least it's only a 2/2. I don't think it's that terrible. Okay, so he has 5 cards. We can draw a couple.
Put this apple on your head.
Let's see how this works. That is absolutely fine. Increases our face damage right now. So do we blessing? I think we blessing. We blessing this guy so he doesn't get stolen.
Weapons ready.
Actually, let's draw first. Alright, nothing to play, but still fine. Now we've got some burst as long as we do keep some kind of ward presence, and that is definitely possible. Although Light Bomb would not clear, because the Creeper survives, and then he cannot trade his Shadow Priest in unless he heals it in between, but he really wants to heal his face, so that's okay. Holy Nova could be a thing, I guess. Yeah, so Shadow Word Death on that. Actually, kind of predictable. Oh, okay, so we might be here for a bit longer. Let's see about that. How much do we have? We have 5 on the table. And another... No, it's all too much. We have let's see, 8 in hand. So 5 and 8, and then... Oh, is that actually... No, because this replaces this. So that doesn't work, unless this hits face. That's a bit brave. If the juggle hits face, then that's lethal. So I guess I have to try.
Put this apple on your head.
Oh, I think that's it. Let's make sure and count, right? So we have... No, we don't. How did I count that out? Did I count that out? Oh, I think I counted this one. I'm not sure what I'm doing anymore. Okay, in that case, we do this, and we still go face. I already attacked, that's absolutely fine. Math is hard, guys. Wow. How on earth did I not calculate that correctly? I thought with one juggle to face we would have been there. But I suppose I calculated the weapon the wrong way? I guess I did. He's still in a heap of trouble anyway. So unless he has the most amazing Holy Nova ever, Holy Nova still would it kill him? The Kings ought to be good, right? So he has to trade the Justicar here, or did he already attack? No, he did not attack with Justicar yet. And with all the heals there, he isn't quite dead yet. We're close. We're pretty damn close. Actually, we have 4 on the table, but not quite enough. Not quite enough. Yeah, we've already seen both Deathlords, so this is not horrible. Let's just do it this way.
For justice.
There's the board again. And does survive Light Bomb, so we would need a little something extra. Let's see how this ends. It's going to be ugly one way or another. Okay, what could he possibly have? Okay, I think that means he's giving up, right? Circle, circle, something? Alright.
Well played.
That was actually rather close. Priests are hard, man. Priests are rough. yeah, there's not much you can do here, I'm afraid. So the buffing was correct. Yeah.
I wonder.
Yeah, you can check all of those out. As many times as you want. What's this last card in your hand? I wonder.
The light shall burn you.
Well played.
You have been.
Alright. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, despite the deck not being the most inspiring one. I felt it was good to at least give it a try, show how the deck works, how the deck even works when you make them kind of stupid mistakes. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you have any suggestions on what deck to play next, please leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time.